Right, recording. So, hi you guys, and welcome to my channel. I'm back with a new video, and we're gonna check it out. What will Harris learn staying with Khabib in Dagestan? Watch the documentary. It's really cool. I really like Will Harris' style of filming. Perfecto. But we got snacks and everything here. Finally enough sick. So, don't stop talking. Let's get straight into this video. Let's go. Right. Let's go, you guys. Let's go.
The Joe Rogan Experience.
And that's the thing, like MMA fans are fickle, right? They like who they like, they don't like they like. It's only about 3 or 4 fighters that can get a lot of views on YouTube.
It's that way with everything.
That's
it's that
what
way
I'm
with
saying.
Comedy, it's that way with...
Yeah, and people are fascinated. Like, I'm lucky enough to know a Khabib, right? Or somebody like that. Like, I didn't know who this guy was until Rashad Evans was like, yo, let me introduce you to my guy, Ali. And then I met Ali filming some Renzo Gracie stuff for him. And he was like, yo, I like you, man. Let me put you together with my fighter. You know who Khabib is? I was like, is that the guy that fought Michael Johnson? I didn't know who Khabib was. He was like, I think y'all would be a good fit because the way you do stories and stuff like that, I think he'll like you and you'll like him. And I literally met him in January of last year, of 2018, in Boston. And when Francis was fighting Stipe and Volkan was fighting DC. And that was the first time I ever met Khabib, and the rest is history. I filmed him up there. He was finna fight Tony. Then I filmed him doing the whole Conor fiasco a la Quinta. Then I went to Dagestan.
What's that like?
Intense. But it was beautiful.
Yeah, with the
because
mountains.
People tried to scare me when I was supposed to go to Dagestan.
Who?
Like, I got people in the UFC that was like, yo, be careful over there. I'm thinking like...
People that work for the UFC?
Yeah, just saying like, be careful. Like, and I'm thinking to myself like, in my DMs on Instagram.
You have a rough history.
Like, bro, just be careful.
They don't fucking play over there.
I went during Ramadan last June, at the end of Ramadan. And
did you have to observe while you were there?
so Khabib wanted me to come during like the last tail end of Ramadan, right? So I went over there by myself, went and got my visa in Miami and went over there, just got my ticket. And I went over there. I remember the first day I got there, I was in like customs for like 2 hours because they couldn't speak English at this little airport in Dagestan.
Wow.
And Khabib was outside, and he wouldn't come in the airport because he's too famous, right? And this is in the middle of the night. And I remember when I first got there, it was just checkpoints everywhere when I got there. Like, we like drive down the street, person with some guns. I'm like, all right, cool. I don't know where we at, but this is Dagestan. And I ended up getting to this. I stayed at his uncle house, I think, and from there, it was just a beautiful moment. The Dagestan Chronicles is my most popular thing on my channel, obviously, because it's showing Khabib in a way no one's ever seen him. I observed Ramadan the whole time I was there. I didn't eat. I didn't drink. I did exactly what Khabib and them did, because I think a problem with us a lot as Americans is we take our culture somewhere else. And I wanted to observe their culture and really see what it was like. And I was fascinated. I wanted to know why women covered themselves. And I asked all of those questions. All of that stuff is in the documentary. And now when I get all these millions of people watching these videos, the most common thing is like, where's the women at? And I'm like, why are these people so obsessed with where the women at? And I literally went into that. Like, I asked, like, when these women are married, you don't point a camera at these people. Like, I've seen women. You just don't point a camera at them. It's rude, right? And that's like
in their culture.
In their culture.
Did they explain this to you?
Yeah, they did. They did.
What did they say?
They literally just said, they look at like, I talked to a couple of them, couple people over there, and they was just like, we look at our women as queens, and we cover them because in the Quran is, you know, the man is weak to the flesh, so they don't want their woman to be, you know, looked at by other men.
Ogled.
Things. Yeah, that's the word I was looking for. So you just cover themselves up.
And it doesn't say that you should cover up in it. I'm not Muslim myself, but it's people, you know, what's the English word? Interpreted it? You interpret things differently. So some people say, oh, we're going to do this.
In our culture, that's, you know, that may be weird, but I respect it. Like, what they told me, it made sense. It literally made sense, where it was just like, listen, we don't let another man look at our wife, right? I'm not going to bash on that culture because I feel like that's silly. A woman can do whatever they want to do. That's just how they feel. Like, I don't, you know?
Right,
so, but I seen women. I seen some beautiful women too while I was in Dagestan. So,
Okay.
It wasn't the fact that I didn't film any women. I seen women.
But they explained to you when you go here, you cannot film the women.
No. It was just, yeah, in a way. Like, just don't film another man's woman. Like, I think I talked to Chris Wyman once when I was at his gym when I was doing A La Cuenta. He went to Chechnya.
Yeah.
And he told me a story. I think him and Vordun went to Chechnya, and he was telling me a story of, like, he accidentally touched a woman's hand, and they, like, literally got on, like, you don't touch another woman. You don't touch a woman's hand over here because that's bad on her, right?
Right.
And I was like, dang, that's crazy. You can't even, because he said he was just, like, reaching out, shaking people's hands, and then human instinct, you reach and grab somebody's hand. And he just said, man, that's a different culture over there. A woman can't touch another man's hand, so.
Yeah, that guy from Chechnya, the leader of Chechnya, he's like really into MMA, right? He flies a bunch of people out.
Yeah, you know what's crazy is that I don't know anything about the guy or his politics or anything, but I know that he obsessed with fighting, right? I know Tyrone Spong been over there and Wyman and all these guys. I just met Nick the Tooth the other day, and they went over there to Chechnya. Him and the Mendez brothers.
To teach jiu-jitsu?
Yeah, they had. I think the Mendez brothers had like a
seminar or something.
Seminar. I did like a preview of Cheeto Vera, and he was talking about it in there. Like they did a jiu-jitsu match in front of some oligarch over there. Like it's crazy, right? Like they flew him over there for that.
Yeah, well, he's got a lot of money.
Yeah. Hey, Anatomy Fighter needs sponsors.
Didn't he give Khabib like some crazy Mercedes when he won?
I think I saw that on Instagram. He got like a gift.
I think he gave him some crazy S-Class.
Khabib getting that Dubai money now, though. He always in Dubai.
Is he?
I mean, since his fight, he been in Dubai how many times?
What's he doing over there?
Speaking, things like that. I mean, when you one of the most famous, I think he's like top 15 and the most famous athletes now.
Well, for sure, and definitely the most famous Muslim athlete.
Yeah. Yeah, so I mean,
and the only UFC champion
support.
that's undefeated, other than John Jones, who should be undefeated if it not for that one fucked up disqualification.
After spending time with Khabib in Dagestan,
Really? What's the
like
situation
meeting
with
his
John
father,
Jones?
going into the mountains and things like, I just don't see nobody beating him. I'm sorry what you throw at him. You're
In
not
what way?
I just feel like just his pedigree of where he's from. It's nothing that's gonna break that guy. It's not. You can't. What are you gonna do? I just don't think it's nothing you can do after going to Dagestan and seeing how those people live and how their code and their values of how they live.
In what way? What was so convincing?
Well, just how strict the faith is over there, right? And
Crazy
they tie
discipline.
in everything they do to their faith. It's sort of like how Ali was, like, I'm not gonna lose because of Allah and things like that. And I truly believe after seeing like just the camaraderie over there, the gyms they train in, the mountains, everything that makes this guy, it's nothing in an octagon that someone is gonna do. Like, that's gonna beat Khabib. Like, everything can happen. A fluke can happen. We see it all the time. But I just feel like mentally, there's nothing that's gonna break Khabib. Like, if I feel like if he was ever in a situation where he had to tap, he wouldn't. Like, he would just have to put him to sleep, because I just don't think that's possible. Like, to beat him, I honestly feel like Khabib can't lose. I just don't see nobody beating him. I've been in locker rooms of fighters and you got a butterfly feeling and things like that. Like when he fought Conor and I was in a locker room, Khabib was FaceTiming his people in Dagestan laughing, and Javier Mendez is like, let's get focused, let's get focused. Let's get focused. Khabib is not caring.
Wow.
Khabib just ready to go, right? When Tony Ferguson was fighting Pettis, he like hitting mitts with Javier, and Khabib just looking up to the screen. Javier was like, let's get focused, let's get focused. Khabib don't care, man. It's a different level. He always said that's like his favorite thing. This is a different level. That's what I love about him, man. It's like people are obsessed with the fighter. I like Khabib as a person. And that's the thing that I get out of this Anatomy of a Fighter. It's like just hanging out with this guy. Like if you ever watch my series, I never really talk about a guy's fight coming up. Like, if you ever watch Anatomy of a Fighter, it's not about your opponent. It's just about your life. Because I felt like when I created it, I felt like
that would be cool.
These organizations wasn't promoting fighters all the way. And they're going to promote the top fighters and things like that. But what about the guys that are 2-1 in the UFC, not ranked? Like, they in the UFC, like, they may get cut after a couple fights. Like, what do they have left after that? And I was just like, let me create this series instead of a documentary and just continue to build this and follow these guys' lives. And that's all I really wanted to do. It was no hidden incentive where I was like, I'm going to make millions of dollars off this. I'm going to end up on the Joe Rogan podcast. It was like, I love following these fighters and telling their stories because it's sort of like similar to my journey. You know, these guys are, what was the guy that just fought Deron Wynn in Greenville? Eric Spicey or Spicely or whatever his name was. He tweeted like, "Oh, they got fighted tonight."
Right.
He was like, "I had minus 270 in my bank account."
Yeah.
I've been there, Joe. So that's why I get the passion out of doing it because I've been there with these fighters. At this point in my life, I've paid for fighters' flights in hotels because they couldn't get a hotel. Like these fighters know that. Some of these fighters know that, to where I'm able to help them, and I'm funding this all on my own, breaking myself. So I'm just thinking on myself like, you doing this for a specific reason. You're passionate about it and you want to tell these guys' lives. And I just really wanted to offer another glimpse into fighters' lives other than fight week. You know how expensive flighting. Like, so imagine me funding this on my own if I want to go somewhere for 3 days.
Well, especially Dagestan.
Yeah, shit like that.
And where are you staying when you're in Dagestan?
I was staying stayed at Khabib's family house.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So I stayed, they put me like above a store. And he gave me a key. He was like, brother, lock this door at night, brother.
Jesus Christ.
He was like, don't go outside.
Oh, my God.
I still went outside.
Did you?
Yeah, I still went outside.
Where'd you go?
I just was roaming, like walking around, just filming stuff.
What's it like out in Dagestan when you're roaming the streets?
Well, they never really seen black people over there. So I was like a little celebrity over there.
And you're a big one, too.
And they know I'm with Khabib, so I was cool with that.
Oh, so they knew that?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
you
So
know,
they're all
you
friendly
get
with you?
Yeah, they was chilling.
Did they speak English?
A couple people did.
Yeah.
A couple people did.
Did they ask you questions?
Yeah, they asked me questions. They obviously, I had already been with Khabib at that time. You know, that was past the Conor McGregor fiasco. So,
Right.
you know, my channel get popular because of something like that. And
Right,
they just watch anything Khabib related. Khabib got some crazy fans, man.
And how many people live in Dagestan?
Man, I don't know. Jamie, pull that up.
I saw, did you always want to say that?
Yeah.
I saw some of the videos of people celebrating when he won. It was fucking crazy, man. The
was
streets,
nuts.
they're honking their horns. And
When he won
the
the
windows.
title or when he beat Conor?
When he beat Conor.
Yeah, that was
Yeah,
crazy.
2.9 million. Yeah, okay, cool. So, so it's it's a city, but it's essentially like
It's
nestled in
big.
the mountains.
Yeah, it's big.
The mountains are like right next to it or something.
Yep.
Like sort of like Denver.
Well, when we went to
That was
his
smaller for
mountain
some
village,
reason.
we had to drive like 2 hours to get there.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Like we had to go on the borders of Chechnya. I had to get another visa,
Oh, wow.
like just to get through that checkpoint. I'll never forget. Like we got to the checkpoint and we had to all give them our stuff. And then Khabib was like, "Get out," and the dude was like, "Get out." The army guy with his gun, and then I get out and I come around the car and Khabib is like, "Get your camera, brother," right? And then he was like, "They want to take a picture with you with the camera." I was like, "Oh, thank God." Like, what the hell y'all about to do?
Yeah,
I caught like a bad case of diarrhea while I was over there because I was eating nothing but meat. I was trying to do keto while I was over there. And listen, the toilets are just a hole in the ground.
Do you have to squat?
Yeah, you got to squat and pull a string or whatever.
Oh, Jesus.
So I remember like we was driving from his village that was like my last night there. And I was destroyed. I was like, and we got 2 hours. And
no.
we like stopped a couple times to eat and pray and all that stuff. Like, you know, I
You
remember
did.
like I was suffering and Khabib like filming me with his phone laughing. Look at his brother. He's about to shit himself. And I remember getting back to the place where I was standing in Dagestan. Oh my God. I probably lost like 8 pounds. It was crazy, man. It was a crazy experience, man. It was a crazy experience in Dagestan. That's life changing. It changed my life.
How long were you there for?
9 days.
Wow.
It changed my life.
Really?
Yeah, because when you in this type of industry, everybody materialistic. We all want nice things. We want to live in nice places, want to drive nice cars. I do. Most people do. Want to live nice and comfortable. And I saw just how happy these people was just living their lives. Like I went to his village. I went to his mountain village, and I was in his city. And I saw these people were just happy. And maybe on the outside they was happy, and maybe they was dealing with other things that we don't know about. But I saw familyness, brotherhood, and I had a little bit of respect for their culture. Like obviously with Islam and things like that, there's so many different sects that makes it bad. Just like with Christianity and people in the Catholic community and the priest and everything. Sure. And that's my experience with the Islamic community, being around Khabib. So that's the only thing that I can go off of. And obviously everybody see Muhammad Ali and he praises and things like that. But I had a newfound respect for just the simpleness of that. Like Khabib, I thought honestly Khabib was going to retire after he fought Conor, because I talked to him a little bit about that. And because he don't want much.
What did he say after the Conor fight?
No, before the Conor fight.
Before?
He was just like, what do you think about me retiring after the Conor fight? And I was like, man, you do what you want to do. I can't tell you. He was like, I mean, I'm going to have money. What else do I need to do, right? Because he obviously knew that was going to be the biggest fight ever. So
how much did he make for that fight?
I don't know. Well, remember they took his check, right? But obviously he got a lot of money for that.
Yeah, they gave him a
Conor, I think Conor had $4 million check.
Yeah.
And then Khabib had a $2 million check. And then obviously they had the pay-per-view points.
Right.
So I was like, damn, where my money at? I promoted the thing.
You should have definitely gotten paid for that video.
Listen, you know what's funny is that somebody asked me it was like, if you got anything out of this whole thing, what would you want? I'd be like, a camera. Let's get a new camera so I could shoot some movies or something, right? That's literally the low expectations I had out of making the series, right? Especially when it was a documentary. I was just like,
crazy.
Man, maybe I make this documentary, put it on Netflix or Amazon for free about fighters. And now looking back on it, the stuff that I have captured on them hard drives, I could sell a documentary for millions of dollars, I think. I got amazing footage. I got the whole Conor thing that I got, like that tape is like 20 minutes. Nobody's ever seen it. I have it. No one's really seen the whole thing. Like I got Conor when he first ran down the tunnel, like, cause I seen him from a distance.
Oh. This was interesting. I could listen to him more, just talking. It was interesting, and I've seen all the. Let me look like that. I've seen all the episodes too. It's really interesting. It's a different life there, a calmer, more peaceful life, and yeah, they got different culture there. It's a different world. But yeah, hope you guys enjoy watching this video together with moi. And if you made it to the end, thank you. And this video is a few years back, because now you know Khabib's retired and everything. So yeah. Anyways, like, comment, subscribe, all the good stuff, and hopefully I'll see you guys in another video. And hopefully he will do a series with John Jones. That will be interesting. Who else you do it with? Hamzat. He gotta do it with Hamzat. Anyways, I'm gonna stop talking. Bye, guys.